This video is your overview of Assignment 3, the Bureau of Labor Statistics assignment. What you're going to be learning as you work through your way through this assignment is how to use a really helpful tool from the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is an organization that is paid for by your tax dollars and mine. Has what their purpose is to track information on careers and jobs, reporting on work conditions, educational requirements, median salaries, just giving you lots and lots of information about various career paths and jobs that you could perform within those career areas. So what you're going to be doing in your assignment is you're going to go to the United States Department of Labor, the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, and you're going to look for a specific career area. Many of you are interested in being counselors or psychologists of some kind, so you can follow directly the information here that I've provided as an example. Others of you are looking for very specific kinds of careers, and I'll show you how to search for those as well. Since we have a variety of majors, we have psychology, neuroscience, and human development, you can kind of tweak what you're searching for before you decide what you want to present in your outline that you will be submitting for this assignment. So the first step that you're going to make, and I'm going to toggle up here to the Occupational Outlook Handbook from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And what this website allows you to do is you can see that there are a variety of occupational groups that they use to categorize the types of work that people do. Before I toggle over to where psychologists are listed, notice that you can also look at highest paying jobs, fastest growing jobs, the fields where there are the most new jobs, and so on. You can also look at some other kinds of resources that the Bureau provides for you as well. You can search in a number of different ways, but we're going to follow the pathway where we can look first at careers that are the most likely to be pursued within our majors. So you start by looking at these occupation groups. You can either just plug in the word psychologist and hit return, and then click on the first thing that comes up, which is the Occupational Outlook Handbook for Psychologists, and look at it there. Or you can go to the occupational groups. If you click on Life, Physical, and Social Sciences, you can see that there are a number of options here, and you can scroll down to psychologists. Notice that you have sociologists, survey research, political scientists. All of these are kind of allied fields that you may also be interested in. But we're going to start with psychologists. And in your assignment, notice on the assignment sheet that I want you to, in outline form, talk about what people in this occupation typically do, what kind of work environments they're in, what kind of education and training is typically required, the median annual wage for this, and the job outlook, and finally similar occupations, finishing up with a one-paragraph reflection of what you learned. So toggling back up to the website, notice that you have these tabs that are similar to what I'm expecting you to put in your outline. Now you could attempt to write your outline just based on what's in this quick facts. I want you to do more than that. I want you to look at these elements below the quick facts, looking at what psychologists do, what their environment is, and then I want you to click on the tabs. So what do psychologists do? Here's a longer description of their typical duties and responsibilities, and then there's this breakdown of different types. And in that, you may find the specific area that you're interested in. So if you're one of those many psychology students who is interested in becoming a counseling psychologist, you're going to want to look very carefully at this area. If you're one of those people interested in forensic psychology, you're going to want to look specifically at this area, and so on. And notice that they're giving you links here to various alternative positions that may be related to those areas of interest. You'll get different work environments that are most common for individuals with this career path. Here are the educational requirements and licensures and certifications that are necessary. The tab about pay gives you some nuance and some ranges. So, for instance, among psychologists, the highest paid are the ones who are working in the private sector in industrial organizational psychology. The lowest tend to be on the school psychology side, and you see variations in pay depending on where people are working, whether it's in government or in elementary schools. You see a pretty big difference in pay. So this helps you to get a sense of the range of possibilities. Then the job outlook is designed to show you what the expectation is over the 10-year period from 2021 to 31, how fast is there expected to be growth. So in the case of psychologists, generally, so this is all kinds of psychologists, about a 6% growth is expected. And then they break it down. So like clinical and counseling psychologists are expected to grow more quickly than other kinds of psychologists that are included in this summary. Now, if we go back, you can see similar occupations. You can also look at data in your state as well. Similar occupations here, they give you a list. And it's not necessarily that they are identical or they have a ton in common, but they may have overlapping areas of training, overlapping areas of interest. So you can see many of you may be interested in, especially if you're HDFS students, you may be interested in marriage and family therapy. So you can go and look specifically at that and get the quick facts as well as the other ranges, the other areas that I'm asking you to complete in this assignment. So what I want you to do is to really do some exploration of your interests. Now, some of you, and this is especially the case if you are a neuroscience student, you may actually be interested in other areas like medicine. So if you're interested in being a physician of some kind, you can search for that. And again, go to the Occupation Outlook Handbook and look at physicians. So again, you have to go beyond the quick facts to looking at the tabs and looking at the outlooks to fill out your outline for this assignment. For other areas, you may or may not find that you can get a quick search in the handbook that yields, a real definitive answer. Like neuroscientist doesn't always provide us with a direct result. So for instance, if I search for neuroscientist, what you're going to end up with is medical scientist. That may or may not lead you to really solid information on what you're interested in, and it may not necessarily get you answers to the questions that you have about that particular career area. So you'll have to do some kind of digging and looking and exploring in order to find exactly what you're looking for. Now, if you are thinking about going into education, maybe teaching psychology in high school or teaching in some additional area, you can look for that. And you can do your assignment based on that search, thinking about what are some of the limitations, the educational requirements, and so on for that career path. So that gives you enough to go on in terms of playing with the BLS site and getting started. Again, what I want you to turn in is in outline form. It'll take approximately 2 pages in Word. You can either use the outline function in Word, or you can construct an outline on your own, just typing it out, and then a 1-paragraph reflection on what you've learned. Remember, I do not accept documents in PDF. It messes with D2L messes with them. It often doesn't format them properly. And then I have to convert them and the formatting is lost. It's a big hassle for me. So you are required to turn in your documents in Word for feedback. One other thing, I have had occasionally students ask me, what do you mean by in outline form? What I'm realizing is that sometimes students are coming to college and they've never been asked to create a formal outline. So you can go to the Purdue University OWL website. It has lots of information on how to make outlines. There are lots of different kinds. I want just a basic outline. So you're going to have Roman numerals, and you can look this up on Purdue OWL as well, to just see the basics of what an outline looks like. And I think once you look at it, you're like, oh, that's what you mean by an outline. You've seen those before. Okay. So if you have questions, if you're struggling with how to put in search terms on the BLS site, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to help.